All right, good morning, traders. Today is May 7th, 2024. Thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning, 513.83 above, and I'm a bull, below, and I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five are in uptrends. All made higher highs, higher lows, closing over the bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. SPY ends the day with a 2-hour uptrend and a 10-minute uptrend, closing another candle, actually a whole candle, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so what we're looking for this morning, you know what? I'll get into that when I get the charts. Okay, gold and silver, both in downtrends, both made higher highs and higher lows, closing over a bullish cross and over the 17 EMA. USO in a downtrend made an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing inside the bearish trap and under the 17 EMA. UNG yesterday was in an uptrend. Okay, so UNG has now broke the downtrend and is starting an uptrend. It's only one candle, folks, so let's just don't get too excited, all right? But it broke the downtrend, it's in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap and over the hooking 17 EMA. US dollar index, still in an uptrend, made an inside day closing under the uptrend line around 105.08 area, heading back towards the daily flat 200 SMA. All right, let's take a look at some charts. Thanks, Eric. All right, so here is SPY. Let's take a look. Well, here's the 2-hour chart, okay? So you can see the three, see the price? We have a bullish stack on the 2-hour. Price, the 3, and the 8, all rising, all in their correct spots. Price on top of the 8, price in the 8 on top, price on top of the 3. That's the 3, the yellow one. Okay, so price is on top of the 3. Price and the 3 are on top of the 8. Price, the 3, and the 8 are also on top of the rising 17 EMA. Okay, so that's what we like. That's what we call the bullish stack. All right, so on the 2-hour chart, we are bullish. On the 10-minute chart, in the pre-market, got ourselves a little 10-minute downtrend over here, but when we left off yesterday, all right, we were in a 10-minute uptrend. So for today, I'm looking for, on the 10-minute chart, I'm looking for green erases red. All right, so we got to pull back from here. So we see green erase red. Now let's just think about this just for a second, okay? Got a couple of downtrend lines here. So we're right underneath resistance. All right, so this is not the time to take a full position. You're right underneath. Wait till it gets on top of these downtrend lines. That's my strategy. I mean, you play your own strategy, but wait till it gets on top up here and then shows us it can hold that area, and that's when we can take a full position. So we got two possible downtrend lines coming right off the top of the all-time high and this lower high we made right there on this is a head and shoulders pattern right there. So you can see we got an all-time high and right off of this area right here. So we got two possible scenarios. We do have an open gap, and the open gap ends at 517.97. So we'll see if we get through that or if we're rejected at 517.97 and then sent packing back to probably close to the all-time high anchored VWAP. I would say if we do pull back, it's probably going to be right about this area right here will be the first target, and then the second target will be the all-time high anchored VWAP right there. So we could see a pullback today with rejection off of the downtrend line, a possible downtrend line from over here. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, but again, for the entries, again, we're looking for green erases red, but bear in mind, might be better just to sit this one out and let price action consolidate on top of these uptrend lines, downtrend lines, and then pick it up when we see green erases red when they break out from there. All right, so let me just say there's two things. 520 is a magic whole number. You could see rejection or resistance at 520. You could see resistance at these downtrend lines. Notice this downtrend line is just about at 520. All right, we've got an open gap. Once that's filled, we could see rejection from there. All right, so we're looking for green erases red, taking profits into strength, and looking at the resistance area. See, they might climb on top and consolidate. And then again, they might get rejected when they get near it. So we'll see what happens. So that's the plan for SPY this morning. All right, so let's back out of this, go take a look around the market, take a look at some other things. Oh yeah, by the way, SPY pivot for this morning, 513.83. All right, so it's, take that off. So I'll move this up, 513.83. What did I say? That was my target. So yeah, so they may come back to the pivot about 513. I could see them easily getting rejected here at the downtrend line, at the open gap. Once they fill it, get rejected all the way back to 513.80. All right, so they get below 513.80. Remember, I'm a bear. All right, so I'll be looking for it to come down here, fill this gap, and probably visit the all-time high anchored VWAP. So that's the plan for SPY this morning. Of course, you'll get alerts up in the top left-hand corner of your chat box there, and I'll keep you alerted as to what's going on and what I see. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. So there's SPY. So this is the all-time high anchored VWAP. This is the all-time high. I stuck an anchored VWAP on that. You can see here's the red line. And you can see from the picture I shared earlier, we could not close a single day above that all-time high anchored VWAP until Friday right here. So that was huge. And then yesterday, that's Monday, notice we closed a complete whole candle here. So this is the rubber band candle in my eyes. Yesterday's price action is the rubber band candle. Here's the spike candle, and that's the rubber band candle. They get over that, start holding over this, that's huge. All right, we could be seeing a test of the prior all-time highs up here, 525 area. All right, so over that rubber band candle. But I am just going to say this, I am expecting a little rubber band action to kind of push it back to this 8 EMA. And then I'm looking for that kind of, I got to tell you, I think there's going to be an MMRP where it comes back and then J hooks off of there. And that on that J hook, I'm expecting a test of this. We'll see what they want to do. They may just continue to grind forward all week. We'll see what they want to do. There's no economic data that's going to come out that's going to stop them. So they're already bullish. So they could just continue this all the way back to the all-time highs. All right, so the pivot, 513.80. All right. So we could see a bounce off the downtrend back to 513.80. Just saying that now. QQQ. On the daily chart, notice the same thing. Same thing as SPY. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap. That's price, the 3 on top of the 8. Okay, this is the bullish trap because the 3 is up on top of the 8. So price made a higher high, higher low, closing over the bullish trap and over the rise, over the hooking 17 EMA. That's these dots right there, the red and green dots. All right, so there's QQQ in an uptrend. Why? Made a higher low, made a higher high. We are in an uptrend now. Okay, there's QQQ. Let's look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow makes a higher low and a higher high, now also in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Diamond Dow, now in an uptrend, all right? So there's SPY, QQQ, and Diamond Dow so far out of the Fab 5. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU, high, low, higher, high, closing all over bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Makes a higher low, makes a higher high. Also, still in an uptrend, FNGU. All right, let's take a look at IWM, small caps and mid caps. Okay, we got a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Got a higher low here, made a higher high, IWM. So you can see all of the Fab 5 in uptrends, all closing over bullish traps over the 17 EMAs. All right, so we are in an uptrend, folks. And you can see we're also over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's also huge. Let me just plant one of these right here just for kicks. Okay, another all-time high anchored VWAP. So you see price, when institutions are willing to pay more than average, okay, this is the average price that shares sold for right through here. Okay, that pink line. All right, this is them shopping. All right, see that? Or taking profit. Okay, covering the covered calls. You know what I'm saying? And now we've got institutional buying because they're willing to pay more than the average price. All right, see that? Price is now going up and it's over the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so now let's take a look at our technicals. Okay, first technical as of, yesterday's price action. You can see we jumped into the overbought zone. The bears threw us out. And then we just kept knocking on the door trying to get in, all right, to the overbought zone. So we just chopped around right here in the buy zone. Not in the chop zone, in the buy zone. This is bullish, all right? So you can see us trying to get back into the overbought zone. All right, so nice work on the bulls part right there. Nice rally yesterday, continuing that spike candle. All right, T2123, 15-minute chart. You can see green from beginning to the end of the day. All right, this was a day for buying. All right, we're in the buy zone. We couldn't make a lower low. See, here's the low here. We couldn't make a lower low, and we ran off and made a higher high. Notice we made higher lows here too. You might find yourself in the overbought zone again this morning. We'll see what happens. Okay, T2123 3 bar. All right, so here's the all-time high up here. That's the 535, 278, 80 number. That's the all-time high. This is the prior all-time high, 634, 905. All right, so you can see ever since we've hit up there the all-time high, you can see us melting back down, actually falling. All right, down to a rising 200 SMA right there. Okay, now normally I like a nice V-bottom bounce. Okay, we didn't get that. We got the hockey stick. All right, otherwise known as the bear flag. All right, so we got the bear flag, and you can see we hung around here a little bit too long, kind of melted through. All right, so now it's going to take some major work on the bulls part to get back on top of this 200 SMA that's rising. All right, but the good news is they're making an effort. As you can see, this is the 3-bar chart. That means it takes 3 of these dots here, or 3 candles, represent a full day's price action. You can see we're green here and we're green there. So for the last 2 days, we've been green on the 3-bar chart, but we're not over the 200 SMA. Okay, so we're hitting our head on resistance right now. Like to see us climb up on top of that and consolidate over it, and then eventually have a breakout and start working our way back up to the prior all-time highs. We hang out here too long, we may see a visit down to another leg down to here. That's support. So we'll see what happens, all right? That's the T2123. That's the 3-bar chart. Now we'll go to the FNGU. All right, so this, all of this shaded area over here, that's post-market, that's pre-market. Okay, this is yesterday's price action right here. Okay, you started off green, and we ended the day green. Just a continual melt up over, see that, over the BYOB right there. So FNGU, doing it right, okay? Now, this is very important. I watch the FNGU a lot because this has 10 of probably the biggest capitalized stocks or securities that are in the QQQ and the SPY. Typically, wherever this moves, the FNGU, it's going to jerk. It's like the leash on QQQ and SPY. Wherever this thing moves, for the most part, it's going to pull the SPY and the QQQ with it. So here we are. We found some support on a hooking 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. Like to see that. Very nice. And what did we produce? A higher low and a higher high. Got to get over this high, though. At least get on top of this area right here, 334, 344. Now we may go up there and bump our heads on it, and hopefully we consolidate. And if we do, we will be setting up an excuse me, an inverse head and shoulders. All right. If we bump our head on this, right up here, 344. All right, 345. And then consolidate over to the right, that will be an inverse head and shoulders. So then we'll have a neckline, and then we'll have to wait for that neckline break, and then again blast off the new highs. So there's FNGU. All right, let's take a look around the market. Let's go look at energy. All right, because we got some things happening in energy, a little bit different. Okay, so UNG was in this hockey stick bear flag forever and ever. That's what it seems like since the beginning of the year, pretty much. Right about there, since halfway through January, we've made this big bear flag. Now, some new news here. We made a double bottom. It's a higher low. You could call it a triple bottom, easily, right there, triple bottom. Okay, but it is a double bottom that's higher than this low. All right, and then we've made a higher high. Here's the last high. We made a higher high. So coming off this double bottom, triple bottom, you call it whatever you want. All right, you can see here's price action making a higher high right up there. Okay, so we took out this high and we took out this high. All right, so looking for that MMRP pattern to develop. So here we go up, we pause, we pull back. We could be seeing 3 more upside candles on the daily for the rest of the week. All right, I'm looking for another price advancement candle. Today will be the first price advancement candle, and then tomorrow, and then the next day. Each one making higher highs and higher lows than the previous one. So that's what we're looking for in UNG. Igniting move up, pause, pull back to support. All right, check the resistance it just broke through. And then I want to see price advancement candles moving to the upside. Each one making higher highs and higher lows. So there's UNG now in an uptrend. USO, a little bit different. All right, USO has a downtrend with a lower high and a lower low. And you can see here's price action underneath the bearish trap. That's the 3 under the 8 EMA. All right, all 3 price, the 3, the 8, underneath a falling 17. That is a bearish daily stack right there. So for price action for yesterday, let me make sure I got the right day. Okay, we had an outside day, higher high, lower low, and we closed just inside that bearish trap. Which is underneath the falling 17 EMA. So we're still in a downtrend here on USO. Now, let's take a look at precious metals, SLV. All right, so we've made lower highs and lower lows right here. But yesterday's price action, we made a higher low and a higher high on the daily candle. We haven't taken out this pivot yet. You know, this peak, this high right there. Okay, so we made a higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish cross. That's because the 3 is rising up through the 8 EMA, closing over a bullish cross over, see the dots, over the 17 EMA. Okay, not in an uptrend yet, still in a downtrend, but putting up a fight. All right, so there's SLV. Let's take a look at GLD. Same thing here, making lower highs and lower lows in the daily chart, so it's in a downtrend. Okay, but the daily candle for yesterday, making a higher low and a higher high, closing over, well, it was a bullish cross before this candle came in and started doing this. Over the bullish cross, over the 17 EMA. That's these dots, okay? So there's gold, still in a downtrend right now, all right? All in all, in the bigger picture, we got ourselves a bull flag, all right? So even though it's in a daily downtrend, we are still in a bull flag. We are looking for another leg up higher to challenge this prior high and maybe make a higher high. So there's GLD. Let's take a look at a few sectors, all right? We're going to look at SMH. All right, so here's SMH, putting in a higher low and a higher high, breaking the downtrend. Okay, so now we're in an uptrend. We have a downtrend line here. So we pierced it. We'll see if we can consolidate on the other side. Yesterday's price action for SMH, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Okay, so SMH, now in an uptrend. XLK, so technology sector, usually follows SMH pretty closely, all right? So XLK, technology, higher low, higher high. There's the last high. There's the last low. Higher low, higher high. It's in an uptrend. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. So XLK, putting up a fight, starting an uptrend right there. Okay, so there's XLK. Let's take a look at XLF. XLF still in a downtrend because it made, here's a low, lower lows right there, okay? Got to take out this high, which I got to tell you, it's not going to be too hard for them to do. I think they can do it today if they want to. Right there, okay? So we're in a downtrend, but once we take out this high, we have ourselves a higher low and a higher high. Got to take out this high. Probably going to do it today. We'll see what happens. But yesterday's price action, still in a downtrend. Yesterday's price action, okay, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA, all right? So we need some bullish price action today to get XLF to make a higher high, places it back in a daily uptrend. So there's XLF. Let's take a look at transports. Here's our transports, still in a downtrend. So keep in mind, we've got semiconductors in an uptrend. We got technology in an uptrend. But what we don't have is financials in an uptrend, but they're in a bull flag, all right? And we don't have transports in an uptrend because in transports, we're making lower highs and lower lows. Till we take out this high, okay, still in a downtrend. Got to make a higher low and a higher high, all right? Still in a downtrend for transports. Yesterday's price action. Okay, let me make sure I got the right one. Nope, this is it. Yep, that's it. Yesterday's price action. Higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish cross and just over the 17 EMA. Okay, so got to get those financials in an uptrend. Got to get the transports in an uptrend. Otherwise, we may see another leg down. All right, so we'll see what happens. Right now, Transports in a downtrend. Financials in a downtrend. SMH, uptrend. XLK, technology, uptrend. Okay? All of the Fab 5, uptrends. Right? All right, so got to get at least one of those two. Like maybe financials could get them in an uptrend, and maybe we could drag the transports with us. We'll see what happens, but we don't have two of the three right now. All right, we don't have. We got semiconductors, but we don't have anything else to support semiconductors. All right, so we got two in the down and one in an up. And then we got small caps. Well, small caps are in an uptrend. So maybe between the small caps and the SMH, we could get the market going again. We'll see what happens. There's IYT. Let's take a look at our economic calendar. Really light week. A couple of Fed speakers. You get Thomas Barkin spoke yesterday. Williams spoke yesterday. Mr. Kashkari speaks today. All right. Not too much economic data to squash a downtrend or an uptrend. All right. So look, that consumer credit comes out at 3. Doesn't seem to be a big market mover. Otherwise, they'd flag it with either one of these green ones or these red ones. So consumer credit, I would think that would be a big one, but they didn't flag it. 3 p.m. today. All right, tomorrow, NBA mortgage applications. I think that's every Wednesday at 7 in the morning. Wholesale inventories, 10 o'clock later today. And at 10:30 every Wednesday, we get a petroleum status report. Got some Fed speakers, Jefferson, Collins, Cook. All right, none of them are Mr. Powell. So we're in the clear for that. All right. And for Thursday, we're going to have jobless claims at 8:30, a gas report every day, every Thursday at 10:30, typically. All right, at 10:30 gas report, and nothing else happening for the rest of the day. On Friday, see that? We're already at the end of the week, and nothing's really going on this week for economic data. So if the bulls want to run, this would be the week for them to run. Michelle Bauman speaks at 9. Consumer sentiment at 10. That should be important. Goolsby's going to speak at 12:45. Michael Barr is going to speak at 1:30. Then a Treasury statement at 2. All right. So I don't know if they're going to. If that's Mr. Powell speaking, I'm not sure. Got a Fed balance sheet. We'll see what happens. All right. So there's the week. All right. Really light week. So if the bulls want to run, there's nothing to stop them. All right, let's take a look at Max Payne. Where's Max Payne for today? Max Payne, 514. Where's my pivot? 513.83. All right, you can see these are all the options that expire today. All right, notice Max Payne is pretty close to my pivot. That's kind of cool. On the dollar, all right, yesterday's price action. Inside day, lower high, higher low, okay? Closing, well, we had an uptrend line here. Closing under the uptrend line, all right? And this blue line, that's the 200 SMA. You can see we are kind of on our way to go visit it. But we do have this big tail down here where buyers stepped in on the 100 SMA. Or the 50. That's the 50. All right, so we'll see what happens if they're going to continue to melt down into this 200 SMA. That would be good for the markets. A weaker dollar is going to help our businesses sell their goods and services in foreign countries. Okay, or we could go up with a strengthening dollar, and that would cause the market to probably pull back and make another leg lower. We'll see. All right, so that's it right there, and that's the end of it. I want to thank everybody for listening to me today. I know it got a little bit long and winded, but I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody out there in YouTube land, Rumble, Facebook, everybody that subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate you. please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up. Please leave a nice, kind comment. And thank you to all of those that you already do that. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so that's it. I'll take questions in the room. All right, if I don't have any questions, I'm going to render my video and try to get it up there and post it. Everybody have a great day.